We loved once, before time opened her story to me, asking if my silence could maybe take her in for a while. Under the weight of her words we kissed, and I planted a promise on her heart, each finger gripping mine like I'm scared, keep me safe, she said. Because tonight she wanted to tell me about dolls with swords. Her eyes falling away from mine like a lost wave saying goodbye from some bigger distance, or a pain that I couldn't touch with a million fingers because it was made by fire. I told her she didn't have to tell me if she didn't want to. She said, "Are you scared?" I said, "I don't know." And there's nothing more frightening than that. Rising from the bed, she fixed her gaze onto a lonely streetlight outside and put a flame to her last cigarette. Dolls with swords. I remember those plastic eyes hiding behind the thick smoke of his long spliff. I wanted them so much to cry with me, to weep for as long as I did, but in the dark, all sadness is hidden. My room was a cage of nightmares, my sheets were dead virgins, and it didn't stop. It couldn't stop because it felt good only when I felt bad, and I remember smashing my head against a picture of when I was 6, only because then I was pure. And the way the blood sat over the clear glass made the picture so fucking real. Some nights he would tell me how amazing I was. He would kiss my breasts that weren't breasts. He would run his body over mine as if ploughing through a garden of dead flowers. He would say, "We're the bestest friends," whilst helping me to put my Lion King pyjamas back on. Then he would place a doll to my chest to keep the monsters away. It was alcohol and cigarettes that became my world, as each time he pushed his mouth against mine, I would breathe in their spirit, engendering the words that later would sound like, "I need a hit, how much for the night, and yes, you can fuck me, but please hold me after." You understand now why I always wanted the sex to be hard, because I needed to be punished for the silence I kept between my teeth, under my tongue and in my dreams, punished for all the times I let him rupture me, keeping his sickness a prisoner to my womb, because when his fingers went inside me, they would always pull something back out. Like a smile, a leap, a childhood. When did it stop, I asked. She picked up a piece of the broken moon and held it to her eye. When I got in a car for the first time, I was 12 years old, in a side street where piss streaks run down the side of walls smug like, "You're a long way from Disneyland, sweetheart." There was no "how old are you? Have you eaten? Were you raped as a child?" Only him again. When I smoked my first joint, I was 12 years old. I felt the air become his hands, reaching into my throat, his stubble rubbing up against me until my skin turned hard. I saw him again. And when a stranger beat me, I just lay there. The old sound of knuckle on bone, the mad eyes, the anger. I understood everything, so I didn't flinch. I just smiled as the blood from my nose ran against my lipstick, and I kissed him, waiting, as I always did, for a doll to be placed against my heart. After all this, I found a soul to love at 23, a man who would write my story in the only way he could, setting pictures in the minds of strangers of a girl who by the time she would reach 24 would inject enough heroin into her frail body that it could have killed her 3 times over. Dying forgetfully in nobody's room because the man telling this story broke her for the last time with the weight of his goodbye. And I'm sorry, I can't do this anymore. I was buried gently on no particular day in a place of earth and rain, with a doll placed close against my heart to keep the monsters away.